Glory are born on the Sandlot.
I want to get a touchdown.
One in the corner. He's got it. Touchdown.
Growing up in Stark County, boys dream of playing high school football.
I want to intercept a pass.
Throwing it deep down the middle, and it is picked off again. Gerber.
Carrying the hopes of their school and teammates.
I want to sack a quarterback.
Keeper, and what a defensive play.
When those Sandlot dreams become gridiron glory.
To the end zone, touchdown. Finds your sideline, and he is in for the touchdown. Bergman to put it up. Throwing it deep. He's got his man there. And Dozier's in for the touchdown.
1480 WHBC and the Canton City Schools TV present the high school football game of the week. Brought to you by Downtown Ford for price, service, and selection. Come on down to Downtown Ford. By Sarta. We'll go a long way together. By CCI, your telecommunications specialist. By Mercy Medical Center, where Stark County turns for sports medicine and fitness. By KFC. There's fast food, then there's KFC. By State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And good evening. Welcome to North Canton Memorial Stadium. The big one tonight in the Federal League between Jackson and the host Vikings of North Canton. Jim Johnson along with Ed Glass. No, you're not going to find us on the field because of rain and sleet. And we're getting too old. There you are. Dan Belford's on that field. Brave in the weather elements. It's just a shame the weather has to be this way, but you run into it from time to time. But it's not going to take away from the importance of this game. Both are 5-0 in the league. Hoover overall 9-0 and Jackson 7-2. They are going for an outright title in the Federal League for the first time in like 9 years. Now the Vikings are going to be in the playoffs, win or lose, and will host a first-round game. They're going to finish in the top 4. Jackson, if they win this one tonight, they're going to jump into likely the top 4, maybe host a home game. If they lose it, they think they'll hang on and at least make the playoffs. And Ed Glass in these two teams, I believe you have two of the better defensive squads in the league.
Yeah, Jackson's only given up 9 points in Federal League play. That itself is unbelievable that they've only given up that many points in the 5 league games. Their defense is a 4-4 defense. They're strong up the middle. They play a lot of man-to-man coverage in the secondary. And on a night like this, defenses are going to be the key. Hoover's defense is a 5-3, again an 8-man front, just in the same fashion as Jackson's, and they're going to stack the middle and try to stop Jackson from running the football. Hoover's offense has got to run off the edges and try to throw the football in this mess, in this cold. I think the cold's more of a factor than the wet. But they've got to try to run off the edges and mix it up and throw the ball, I think, short with play-action passes. I think that's what I think. Jackson, on the other hand, is going to line up in 2 tights and an eye. They're also going to and run the ball right at Hoover's defense. And they're going to also line up in a spread offense and, again, probably run the ball, except when they need to throw for a first down. Jackson is more of a ball control team, although Hoover can be also. They're the most balanced offense you're going to see in the Federal League. I mean, they have tremendous balance, pass and run. It's going to be a great football game. I was very impressed last week with Jackson at the Glen Oak ball game that we did. I was very, very impressed with them. I think it's one of the better Jackson teams I may have ever seen. So it's going to be a good football game. I do want to point out that the shot we had at the very beginning here of me in the press box, I am wearing a blue jacket of neutral color, not purple, because it looked on the screen as if it was purple, and I don't.
A little gun shy, are
you?
Yeah,
North Canton fans, I do not have a purple coat on.
Okay, I'll get him one.
Oh boy.
Well, let's get down now to someone who may have something intelligent to tell us.
Well,
that's Dan Belford.
I thought Coach was a concerned fashion critic for a while there. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, I agree with you, Coach. What you're saying about Jackson was our first look at him last week. We've heard so much about the defense all year. They lived up to those expectations. Offensively, we heard a lot about Jay Rohr, and deservedly so. But, boy, we saw Trent White pick up the load and really do some positive things, showing how when he runs off the tackles, he can impact the game very, very favorably for that Jackson offense. Phil Morrow, on that 3-game win streak with this team, has been very impressed with his offensive line. He has gauged it, and he has seen them improve each and every week. And last week against Glen Oak was just a nice primer and a nice positive way to come into this game tonight against Hoover. They're going to be a busy defense tonight, the Polar Bears, against this Hoover team. We've seen Hoover do some very nice things in fields and in conditions just like this. Reef Snyder having a heck of a year. 1,500 plus yards, 16 touchdowns on the year. He's only thrown a handful of interceptions, and he does spread the ball around. But I think on a field like this tonight, they're going to look for Pope to do some nice things inside, because when he's running inside effectively, then it breaks things outside for Gerber. It loosens things up for Lukens and Gulling into the secondary. And you go back to the Jackson defense, that was a concern of Phil Morrow last week, that their man coverage was a little sloppy. They feel they are going to have to tighten it up substantially tonight against this Hoover team. All in all, the flags are blowing, the snow is blowing. We're looking forward to a great game. Back up to you guys.
Put a hat on, Dan.
I will.
I want to pass right now our thank yous to Kevin Cooper and Neil Guerra. They're manning the cameras on top of the press box, and Mike Schaffner, who's got the camera on the sideline. And we'll be back with the kickoffs after these timeouts. We welcome you back to North Canton, and there is what the players, the referees, the fans, and Dan Belford have to put up with tonight. A strong wind coming out of the south-southwest.
What's that little white stuff? What is that?
Snow. You believe that? I saw some snow this morning. We were out at our pep rally, or if you're watching this Saturday morning, on Friday morning. There's the Jackson Polar Bears hoping to win the Federal League outright across the field, the Vikings of North Canton. This Jackson team, they have lost 2. They lost their opener. It really was a disappointing loss as you look at the Viking sideline. They got beat by Cuyahoga Falls 3-0. Falls not a bad team, but Jackson just felt that's a game they should have won. And then Boardman, Gabe Boardman, doing really well in the state this year. Quite a tussle, losing by 3 points, 22-19. Those are the Polar Bears' 2 losses. In the Federal League, they've been quite impressive. And within the last couple of weeks, I guess they've got the mentality, let's line it up in the eye, run Jay Roar, and you stop us.
Yeah, and they still couple that with the spread offense, so that they're doing a little of both. But the big ticket for Jackson has been their defense. They have played outstanding defense all year long.
And those Vikings, they have had a very, very good year at 9-0, playing good defense and an offense that can hurt you in many, many different ways. With Brad Reese-Snyder, their 6'1" senior, at the controls. And North Canton is going to get the football to start this football game. Rather cold, rather damp, rather snowy here. Kicking off is Ben Hirschman, 6'4" senior. He's got the wind to his back, coming over his left shoulder.
Well, if he kicks this one like he normally does, this thing's going to be in the end zone.
Just blew off the tee, so he'll reset it up. Looking at the stands, looks like we're going to have a great crowd despite the weather.
Well, the wind is going to play a big factor, because I don't know how well you're going to be able to throw the ball into the wind to start with, and I know you're not going to be able to kick it into the wind. And Hoover's starting out with the ball, but they don't have the wind.
Dave Albert, our statistician, on this Friday night, week 10 of the regular season. And this big one is underway. Picked up at the 10. Nice return and tripped up at about the 35-yard line. That was Breck Gerber.
Somebody got his ankle right there. Otherwise, he may have been all the way. He had a big crease up in there to run the football. Offensively for Hoover tonight, Reef-Snyder quarterback, Klein and Pope in the backfield, Gulling, Thomas, and Burles at the wideouts. We also see Lukens at a wideout also occasionally, or a lot of times. Teeter, Roth, Ostrowski, Sparhawk, and Cook up front.
Gulling comes as a flanker to the bottom of your screen. They'll set it up in the eye.
Got Lukens at the right split end now.
And we go first down and 10. Reef-Snyder changing things up, looking at that forefront for the Polar Bears. And we'll give it to Pope. And Pope will get about over that left tackle. One of the first to meet him, Ben Ward.
Defensively for Jackson, White, Dick. Linebackers, Stanley, Rohr, Rice. And in the secondary, Williams, Mall, and Ray.
Second down. Say 7. Again, they stay in the eye. And that is Galling in motion. And Reese Snyder, a little play action. Has time, will throw sideline, incomplete up at the 50-yard line. Intended for Lukens. Good coverage.
Play action fake, trying to hit Lukens on a sideline pattern into the bench. I think this is what it takes against man-to-man coverage, is to throw these play action passes. This ball just a little overthrown.
Again, it's going to be tough.
Well, into the wind, that ball picks up the point and causes the ball to sail. So, and the ball, you're going to be
11-12. Third down, 7. They shift out of the eye. And that is Gerber. Sweep around the right end, and Gerber's hammered out of bounds, short of the first down marker.
Good defense by the free safety that time. These numbers are difficult to see.
They're going to get a lot worse. Is that 44? Miles Stanley?
I don't know.
Saw him over there. Yeah, even one of the Jackson administrators said, wait till you get, this field gets a little muddy. These jerseys you won't be able to read.
I was talking to the statisticians and the announcer from Jackson, also the PA announcer, said these numbers on these away jerseys are really difficult to see.
Well, there's the punt into the wind. Fair catch, fumbled, but fallen on. So Jackson will have their first offensive series of the ball game with the wind, strong wind at their back. I don't know, you heard any comments about the weather from the coaches or players, Dan? Well, we'll get the offense out of the way first.
Polar Bears close a quarterback, White and Roar in the backfield, Saunier, Campbell at the wideout, Stickley at tight end. Up front, Overholt, McGeorge, Matt McGeorge, Johnson, Matt Christine, and Mike McGeorge.
Jay Roar likely to be a workhorse tonight. Got the ball first carry and gets outside. Great block, got him out, and Roar is to the midfield stripe into Hoover territory and chopped down about the 44-yard line.
Gerber knocked him out of bounds. That's the way he ran against Glen Oak, too, when we saw him. He just found a crease and took off. Here's a second look at the play. It's like an isolation of some kind with a fullback trying to get the middle linebacker, and he pops it to the outside. The tight end turned out on the defensive end.
First down at the 44. Again, I don't know, Bells, if you're with us, any comments down there on the sidelines about the weather tonight?
Dan went home.
I don't blame him. Coaches and players put it out of their mind and just go out and play the game. Out of the eye. First down and 10, Jackson. And again is Roar. Going to the left side this time. He's 6'1", 210, strong young man. Got about 5 to the 39.
That's the same play they ran the last time, only they ran it left. Same line blocking. Defensively for Hoover, Kidder, Shadle, Roth, Fowler, and Fortis up front. Front 5 and they're 5-3. Lukens, Pope, and Sparhawk at the linebacker. And Kubilis, Gerber, and Bachman in the secondary.
Second down 5 for the Polar Bears. Pitch. Roar. And Hoover this time strings it out, brings him down for a loss. Jordan Roth, one of those there, number 61. Sparhawk, 3 or 4 of the Vikings.
Shadle was the guy that broke the play up, coming off the inside, made everything go to the outside, right into the teeth of the defense.
Ball is back at the 43.
Coming right up through there, Shadle, 54, comes off free. He wants to go up the middle, he can't do it, and he has to run the ball to the outside and gets tackled.
So third down and 8 for the Polar Bears. And we are going to a shotgun. Russ Close, the quarterback.
This is their spread offense. They're going to try to bring a blitz up the middle.
And he can't find anybody to throw to. Grabbed by Jordan Roth. Helps arrives. And Close goes down at about the 45. So the Hoover defense, Titans, will force a Jackson punt.
Both defenses very similar. Here you're going to see an overload in the inside with Kurt Lucas springing free up the pipe, causing close to try to run the football. And he's run down by Jordan Roth first, and then a host of others.
8:49, clock running, first quarter, no score. Roar to do the bunting. Little high snap, pressure's coming, but the kick's away. Gerber back. Will field it at the 15, 20. And Gerber to the 23, maybe 24 with that return. Where the Vikings will go first down and 10. Their second possession of the evening. 8:33 on the clock. On a windy, wet, cold one on a Friday night here at North Canton. Vikings with the eye. Reese Snyder to throw, looking right, now over the middle, and got his receiver at the 40 to the 42-yard line. Jared Gulling coming across the middle, got open. That'll be a first down up about the 41.
If they continue to throw the ball over the middle like that short, they will control the linebacker blitzes a little bit. They won't be turning loose all the time and coming after the quarterback, because they're going to have to get some pass coverage on Gulling coming underneath like this and making grabs for big yardage. First down.
Get this next play in. We'll shoot down to our Dan on the sidelines. It's a first down for the Vikings. They have a slot at the top of your screen, and Reese Snyder wants to put it up, and we got a whistle. While they sort this one out, Dan, what's going on down there?
Well, what we're finding here is Jackson coaches, Coach Cheka and his troops down here, basically telling these kids, on this field, it's tough to plant, make a cut, go after the offensive player. Make sure you have position. Make sure you stay your position and get the angle on the man. On the other side, Coach Hurtler was saying this week, if we can get Reese Snyder a good 3 to 4 seconds, even if there's a breakdown in the patterns, he feels it's their advantage, because Gulling has that ability to find the seam and get behind the defender like he did just the play prior. We'll see what happens as they continue on offense. Back up to you.
Stay warm. Thank you. And we have an offside penalty against Jackson. So Hoover first down and 5. And the tailback looking for some room and didn't find a whole bunch.
Jimmy Pope trying to get off tackle there. Putting a formation that time, the Twins into the sideline. Don't quite understand why, unless that's where the dry ground is. Here they're trying to kick out on the end and pull the backside guard, Sparhawk, through the hole. And good defensive line play there by Chris Norris.
Second down 4, gain of 1. And they stay with the eye. Tied into the bottom of your screen, and apparently Reese Snyder changing things up again. Jackson 5 front defensively. Ball's given off to Pope, and he is nailed. Did squirt through. Looked like he was hit about the 41, but got back up to near the line of scrimmage at the 43. Strong runner, Pope, but no hole there. And it'll be third down coming up.
You get all of that. They're running a twist on the inside with the down lineman, the 2 down tackles twisted, one guy on the left, where they're going right. I don't know how many blitzes you're going to see, because it's difficult to blitz in this kind of weather. You can't. It slows down the pass rush. One of the things about a wet field is that you're going to have time to throw usually.
Reese Snyder, third down. We'll give it to Pope. He wants to get around the corner, and they're going to bring him down near the first down marker.
Depending on the spot, I think he's got it. Again, what Hoover has to do against this defense is to run off the edges, and that's what they're trying to do. They throw short over the middle and run off the edge, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. They crack back there with Ledgerwood as man in the slot, brought him back inside.
They got across the 50 to the Jackson 48. First down Hoover, 6:10 to go in the opening period on our running clock here. Championship of the Federal League decided tonight. First time that won't be shared since, what, 92? They line it up in the eye. And Reese Snyder again. I don't know if I've remembered him, Coach, checking off this much or whatever he is doing. And now we got too much time. The umpire throwing the yellow. That'll cost him 5 yards. Taken back into Viking territory. CCI and Ameritech Centrex proud to continue their tradition of recognizing the player of the game. The player of the game will receive a plaque and a letter of recognition. CCI and Ameritech Centrex strongly supporting the accomplishments of interscholastic sports programs. And, well, no one crossed into the neutral zone with Hoover shifted. Reese Snyder under strong pressure, and they got him back at the 36-yard line.
They're trying to run that play where Reese Snyder drops back and then wheels out of the pocket and dashes out of the pocket and goes to his left. They were dragging Lukens from the top of your screen all the way across the field. Now here, this is design. This is what he's supposed to do, but he can't get away from Trent White, who makes the tackle with help from the backside.
That's what Ben Warren's 57.
Oh, that's Warren.
Yeah, and 87. That's Brian Rice.
Those numbers are so hard to see. I thought it was White from the. What they did was took Warren from his inside linebacker spot, put him outside on line of scrimmage, and brought him on a blitz, unaccounted for.
Second down and 26. They give it to the fullback. He doesn't find much room either. Is that Corey Klein, 41?
Yes.
Yes. Or 44.
It's 44.
That's not Klein then.
No.
That is Mike Beadle.
Yeah, Mike Beadle has played some fullback for him when Klein had the ankle injury. And at this point, he's in the ball game, so I don't know if Klein's playing or not.
So it's third down, and they need 22, Dave Albert tells me. There are no plays, third and 22.
Blitz.
Reese Snyder throws, got his man Lukens over the middle. He's going to be short of the first down, but that was a good pass catch inside the 45, about the 43 or 42. It'll be fourth down for the Vikings. And 4.
Again, that's the weakness to the 4-4 defense. It is a play action fake to hold the linebackers and then throw it underneath the free safety. And that's exactly where they're going with the football.
You can see one of the Polar Bears back on the far side. That's Kyle Calvert, as Hoover's going to try to pin Jackson a little bit deep.
There's that shift.
Yeah, and Jackson knows about it, so they just go with the shift, but they do not jump offside.
Matching up outside.
High snap, it's a fake. Reese Snyder's going to run for it, didn't get it. Don Hurtler trying some trickery here.
Well, the snap from center was, I think, screwed it up. I think he was going to run a sweep to his right side, and the snap from center was high, and he had to jump. Yeah, he had to jump for it, and at that point, see, he didn't jump for it. He had to go way to his right, and whatever they had designed to run now broke down, whatever kind of a running play. And maybe he was going to punt it. I don't know. The ball was so far to the right.
Jackson to the offense. You can see the field starting to get chewed up just a bit. They faked to the fullback. Close will keep it. Got up about the 49. Let's go down to Dan Belford again. Daniel.
Hey, thanks, just on the short punt, Coach, just something to add to what you were saying. Watching the Hoover players go off, they were talking to each other, Reese Snyder and a couple of the kids back and forth. We're wondering, from our perspective, if maybe the snap wasn't to go to the short man and not over the short man's head. Back to Reese Snyder. Back up to you.
That's true. It may have been on an angle to get to the short man, and with high, went over his head. I don't know.
Second down and 5 for Jackson. No score. We get toward the end of the first quarter. The give is to Jay Rohr, and Rohr roars through a hole on the left side. Inside the 45 of North Canton. Down around the Hoover 43. First down with 2:48 on the clock.
Running the isolation play to the left side. Trent White on the linebacker Lukens. Everybody else man-on-man blocking, and at that point, they've got first down.
And again to Rohr. This time Rohr is stopped in his tracks. Like Chris Teeter.
His tailback counter there, where it's actually a tackle trap back away from flow. It's they pull the right tackle to the left side and trap. Teeter broke it up.
So no gain, second down and 10, 2:12, clock moving. No score in this one on a night when the elements basically aren't good. I formation. Pitch, Rohr, And Rohr is to the 40. He'll get about 3 yards.
They're running that toss that Rohr has the opportunity to take it outside or inside, depending on the block of the pulling right guard. Right guard here's going to pull, and Rohr can take it out around, and Alex Ramsey turns the 24, the outside linebacker, turns the play in, and that pursuit got him.
Not sure what Jackson's doing. They're scrambling all over the place and going with a shotgun.
And they're getting their personnel in for the spread offense.
3rd down, 7. Slot to the left. This is close. Looking. Fires, and it is caught around the 25-yard line. And that is number 80 for Jackson, Justin Campbell. Gabillis there on the tackle.
He's their split end in this look. No, yes, he is. He's a split end. They took the slot and ran him down a wheel route down the sideline and curled Campbell to the inside. And he came open against the 3-deep coverage.
Clock at 1:06 and moving. Jackson 1st down and 10. First sort of threat we've had in the game. 2 tight ends. Pitch. Rohr. Right side. Gets a block. Got the corner. 10, 5, and out of bounds.
Took the play a little wider that time. Same toss play they ran a little bit ago. This time the pulling guard got the kick out block. And Rohr didn't have to cut it back up into the traffic. He found the crease. Matt Christine here kicking out. And at that point he found a crease on a 45-degree angle to the outside. Off the edge of the defense.
But the 5, they push him out. They have it at the 5. 49 seconds in the quarter. Jackson at the North Canton 5. Polar Bears impressive. They're blocking up front. No score. Power eye. 2 tight ends. This is Rohr. Outside. Back to the inside. Touchdown for Jackson. Jay Rohr.
That's all 210 pounds of him that time. Tough to bring down. They're running that isolation play that White's trying to find the outside linebacker, and Rohr gets in there, splits in between 2 defenders and struggles his way into the end zone.
So Jackson goes on top early, 6-0. Trying to get the point after to go 7-0. In the wind really whipping tonight is the Jackson's back here in the opening period. Kick is up and it is good. 7-0 Jackson. We're back after we take this timeout. There on the downtown Ford scoreboard, Jackson 7, North Canton nothing. Impressive as you look at Jay Rohr.
Well, Hoover will have the wind at their back in another 44 seconds. And at that point, I think you'll see the passing game become a little more effective for them. So be interesting to see if the wind plays a factor here in Hoover's ability to move the football.
You know what impresses me, Coach, is Rohr has 72 yards and 8 carries, according to Dave. And the Jackson offensive line, they're doing a heck of a job up there in front of him.
Well, it's a guessing game all the time up there to find out, try to figure out what defenses these 2 teams are in, because they both run a lot of different fronts.
That's D'Angelo Thomas returning the kick. And as he went to that right sideline, he was swarmed over by those Polar Bears. And North Canton will go 1st down and 10, somewhere around the 26 or so, with 36 seconds remaining to be played.
I think that was Brian Rice on the tackle.
Viewers, at the end of the first half of our game, we'll be bringing you the Sarda Touchdown Spotlight. Stark Area RTA will go a long way together. Thomas is your tailback as the Vikings see what they can do, trailing now 7-0.
Stack guy try to get the man-to-man coverage off of Gulling.
Gullings, they're looking at him, they're throwing deep, and it is, through his hands up about the 45-yard line. Tough to catch a ball in this weather.
The outside linebacker, Rice, man-to-man on him underneath, and they had a safety deep. Rice had to take him man-to-man to keep him from out catching the short pattern. Ball's over Rice's head and right through his hands. A little bit of slippery ball and slippery ground.
30 seconds in the opening period. 7 Jackson, Hoover nothing, winner, the Federal League champion.
Hoover in an unbalanced line to the left side now.
And Thomas tried the right side, ran into a couple of Jackson defenders.
That's a good offensive ploy against an 8-man front defense, is to go unbalanced line, because now they have to either shift that defense down a man or be a man short on one side.
That's going to be the last play. They're letting the clock run down. North Canton wants the win at their back before they take another snap. We've played one. It's Jackson 7, North Canton nothing. We're back after this timeout. That's right. Mike Simon, our director, saying it's the trivia with Mercy Medical. See, I take 1 week away from TV and I forget what I'm doing. We got to get the coach's keys in here also for the game tonight. Hey, tonight's trivia question is about the Browns. You know, Cleveland, I was at the game. They had 12 penalties in their win over Baltimore last Sunday. What's the most penalties the Browns ever committed in one game? And there's your choices, 15, 18, or 21. Mercy Sports Medicine and Fitness Center, located at the corner of Whipple and Dressler in North Canton. Mercy not only has a full sports medicine program, but they also feature a fitness center with the professional exercise specialists who help you get in shape the right way. The Mercy Sports Medicine and Fitness Center features some of the finest exercise equipment available. Memberships to the fitness center as well as specialized exercise programs are available. For information, give the staff at Mercy Sports Medicine and Fitness Center a call, 330-966-8997. And the answer to the trivia question is 21. 21 flags for 209 yards back on November 25th, 1951 against the Chicago Bears. As we get ready to go to offense here in the second quarter, Hoover will have the wind to their back. Dave Albert has the first quarter stats. We'll give you in a second the team stats as Reeve Snyder looks to throw. Pressure, steps up, throws.
Caught.
And it is caught. Jared Galling making a nice catch.
Hoover put the trips as a cluster down at the bottom of the screen, what they call a cluster look of 3 receivers, and then and a wide receiver to the top of the screen, split in. One back in the backfield, and then they broke Gulling late from the outside, broke him underneath, and again hit him in that pocket in the middle.
Well, here's your first quarter stats. 4 first downs, Jackson, 2 for Hoover. Jackson 90 yards, 75 of those on the ground. Hoover 43 yards, 35 of those in the air.
Well, I think we're going to see the ball in the air here because the wind's at their back now.
Reeve Snyder, little 5-yard drop, throwing it deep downfield, and we've got a flag down. Lukens was the intended receiver, double coverage. We'll see what the back judge calls on this one. The flag down at the 43. Let's see what the call is. Defensive pass interference on Jackson will cost the Polar Bears 15. While they walked that off, we had an opportunity to talk with Phil Morrow, Jackson coach, about his 3 keys for victory tonight. He says we cannot allow North Canton to make big plays. We have to take care of the football, no turnovers, and win the battle of the kicking game, all phases. Boy, that comes true tonight with this weather.
Yeah, kicking game going to be vitally important. No doubt about that.
We'll get to the Vikings, Don Hertler here in a second. Right now we go back to action when the Vikings had the ball at the Jackson 49. First down and 10. And the handoff to Thomas, who hurdles the line of scrimmage and got to the 47. He'll get a couple. And we'll take a look at Don Hertler Jr.'s keys to victory tonight in this big one. He said, we've got to stop Jackson's running game and long pass plays. Well, they struggle with the running game. They got to win the turnover battle. And also, coaches thinking about kicking, have no breakdowns in the kicking game. Second down for the Vikings. 2nd and 8. Give to Thomas, trying to get outside, but Jackson's really got that one strung out. That's 44 for the Polar Bears, Miles Stanley.
Try to get some things going here. The end outside the end, Norris gets upfield and really causes this play to be disrupted. He doesn't sit on the line and trying to get on the edge out there and run that stretch play, and it just didn't work out.
No gain. 3rd down 8. In the eye, slot left, top of your screen. Reese Snyder, deep drop screens being set up. Out to Gerber. Gerber, 45, got the corner and out of bounds. And we're going to have a flag tossed on a late hit on that far sideline. Gerber went out in the neighborhood of the 42 or 41, and they'll tack on some yardage to this.
That'll be from the spot of the foul. Gerber had relaxed, I know that, and then started, as he got to the out of bounds, he relaxed as he got out of bounds, and then somebody gave him another hit on the far sideline.
10 minutes to go, first half. 7-0 Jackson leading here.
They tried to, Jackson Polar Bears tried to stunt Rohr up the middle that time on a blitz, but Hoover picked him up.
Big walk-off down inside the 30 to the 26. First down Hoover as they try to get the equalizer. You see some glare on your TV. That's the wetness hitting the lenses of the TV cameras. And we have got one here. Officials timeout. Fixing a helmet there. Kevin Cooper and Neil Guerra, our troopers upstairs on top of the press box in this weather. Mike Schaffner with the camera on the sidelines. First down and 10. Reese Snyder to the tailback, Gerber. And Gerber is going to be sacked back about the 32-yard line. Jay Rohr's 32 there. 11 is Brock Williams.
Gerber's trying to get up off tackle here, and they've got it stuffed up, so he bounces it to the outside. Evades one tackler, but stumbles, and when he does that, he gets hit by Rohr, and Rohr knocks him down for a big loss.
Second down, 15. 9:36 left in this first half. Pope coming in at tailback. Gerber leaving for the Vikings as you took a look there at the Jackson defensive huddle. Got like twins, slot to the top, out of the eye, and Reese Snyder again.
I would look for him to put it up here. It's 2nd and long.
Maybe changing things.
Jackson in man-to-man. They're going to stunt.
He is throwing it. Galling, incomplete, down around the 8-yard line.
Try to run Lukens in on a post cut and take the inside man Gulling to the flat and up, a wheel route, and got it underthrown into the inside. You've got to throw the wheel route over the outside shoulder. And you don't know how well that ball could be gripped right now either. It's starting to get wet, really wet out there.
Sometimes the official will stand there with a towel and keep it dry, but so far tonight they just left the ball uncovered for both teams.
Yeah, and I don't think that's smart. It may not be that wet coming down, but the ground is wet, and that's making the ball wet. You need to dry it off. 3rd
down, 15. Reese Snyder, a delay to Pope, and Pope is nailed. That's 57 again, I believe. That would be Ben Warren.
All out blitz up the pipe. Ran to try to run the draw. 99 makes a hit. I don't have him on a program.
That's 99, okay.
He's not on a program.
I don't have a 99 either. I thought I saw 57 out there. Oh, that's, yeah,
that's
they
right.
changed that.
They changed his number.
It.
That's Stickley. Yeah. Joe Larson. Superintendent of Jackson Schools, filling us in here.
Hoover has to kick it away. Stickley is 99. We knew that.
Yeah, we knew it from last week.
High kick into the end zone. We're back after we take this timeout. On the downtown Ford scoreboard, 7-0. Jackson's Jay Rohr takes the handoff, spins his way up across the 30 or 25 to about the 27.
Got a lot of yardage on his own there. They had that pretty well defensed, and he just kept pecking around and looking for a spot, and he finally found one and picked up 6 yards right here. And now he pivots. Kubilis makes him miss.
Excellent run. Remember how good he was when he was a sophomore? Now Jay Rohr is a senior.
I Remember when he started as a 9th grader, linebacker.
That's right, he did.
He's a 4-year starter.
Roar this time is popped. Bart Sparhart, 51, one of those in there. He got help from some of his teammates. Kidder.
Kick out by the fullback on the end, and he tried to cut it back, but the whole Hoover defense inside of it was waiting on him there.
There's no hole, there's nowhere to go. Jackson's line's been doing a great job. That time the Hoover defense won the battle and stopped Roar.
Hoover starts out with a wide 5-3 and then tightens it down.
3rd down, pitch, Roar, and they've got him covered again. They'll bring him down around the 27, the line of scrimmage, and Jackson's going to look at a punt situation here. Jay Roar will punt the ball away. Line of scrimmage, the Jackson 27. Jackson leads it by a score of 7-0. Roar has 1 punt so far tonight, 30 yards.
I have a feeling Roar probably drove the bus over too, don't you?
Oh, look at that snap, way over his head. He's just going to kick it out of the end zone for a safety.
You know what? That's going to be that illegal. No, he signaled safety.
Safety.
Yeah, the ball was in the end zone
When he kicked it. Yeah, you can't kick it in the field of play.
He did throw a flag. He did throw a flag.
Well, they sort things out. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back. There on the downtown Ford scoreboard, Jackson 7, Hoover 2. On the snap over Jay Roar's head. Take a look at it here.
The ball, he needs a ladder for this one. It's up in the jet stream there.
You know the defenders are right on your back right now.
Yeah, he does the smart thing here and kicks it out of the end zone, which gives an automatic safety. If he tries to follow, it's going to be a safety anyhow. If he tries to pick it up and gets hit, and Hoover recovers, it's a touchdown. You're better off take the 2, give the 2 than you are to give the 6.
Well, now we have a Jackson 7, North Canton 2 ball game. 6:28 left in the first half. And they're going to tee it up. They could punt this or however.
Now with Hirschman's leg, they're going to kick off.
They're still into the window.
Yeah.
Which is strong.
Well, but they're more likely to get a line drive kickoff, and a punt's going to be up in the air, and the kickoff will go farther.
There's the approach, and the kick.
Thomas.
Picked up by Thomas, just shy of the 40, and he'll return to about the 50-yard line. So Hoover is right back in business, trailing 7-2. Let's go down to Dan Belford, who's trying to stay warm on this miserable night.
Well, we're doing our best. General consensus down here, by the way, Coach Glass, if you refer to anything as a snow flurry tonight, we're coming after you. Okay? But on the flag down here, guys, the officials had a conference. I think they just called it an inadvertent flag. We saw the replay. He kicked the ball. They just gave him the safety. That's why they kicked the ball at the 20. Simple as that. Back up to you.
All right, Bells, thank you much. Hoover at the 50-yard line, trailing Jackson 7-2.
Father Christmas down there. You see that?
I'm on his side tonight. It's miserable out there. Reese Snyder throwing to the side, incomplete, a little bit too high for Lukens.
Sideline patterns have been all a little bit high tonight. Got to get that arm a little tighter, I would guess, so that he can bring that ball down.
Again, the Vikings have the wind, strong wind. They're back in this period.
I think the wind has played a factor on that punt snap. I think it played a factor on this ball being overthrown. And I think on the other overthrow he had thrown into the wind, he got the point up, and that caused the ball to sail.
Well, slot to the bottom, in the eye. And they give to Thomas, maybe a yard over the right side. Jackson's defense shut him down.
Jackson was bringing the right defensive end and right outside linebacker on a blitz that time. They tried to run the ISO up the middle, and they stuffed the inside also. The blitz would have been effective against the passing game. And the run, it was tough in the middle on the run.
Let's go back down to Dan Belfort. Daniel.
Hey, just real quick, guys, as Hoover comes to the line of scrimmage, this wind is very deceptive down here tonight. We've made references to wind being to Reese Snyder's back, but it can change as quickly as he comes to the line of scrimmage. It's a crosswind as we talk right now. Back to you.
Reese Snyder looking to throw and has Lukens with the catch inside the 40. He'll have the first down at around the Jackson 37, 38-yard line once we get the spot.
Big receiver just running a slant.
It's a quicker route, though, too.
Yeah, quicker route, 3-step drop. Big body to throw it to.
First down, Vikings.
Empty backfield again. No running backs. Going to throw it.
Quick one again. Lukens caught it out of bounds.
Outcut into the sideline. Good route. Hard to mess that up.
On the 34-yard line, we have 5:22 clock stop with the out-of-bounds play. Jackson on top, as you can see there, 7-2. But after the safety by the Vikings and the kick, it's North Canton trying to go in and take the lead. There is a give, Thomas, and or is that? I'm going to wait and see. Gerber.
That was Thomas.
That's Thomas.
Yeah.
I was right, and I thought I saw 10.
Split buck action there where they fake the fullback left and the tailback takes it off the right side. Again, Jackson defended it well. No place to run. Inside of the defense, really tough.
Third down and 6 for North Canton. 4:54 remaining in the half. There's what Reese Snyder's done on the night so far. Not a bad performance. Pressure's coming. Reese Snyder's looking around. He's got to scramble back to the line of scrimmage, and he is taken down. There'll be fourth down coming up.
Couldn't handle Justin Stickley that time from defensive tackle spot. Getting upfield, number 99. If you watch him, I think he's going to come up in here clean. He's late, that's it, but he still, it forces the quarterback not to be able to run the football.
Well, you got the wind at your back, so you're going to go ahead and go for it because Jackson will be coming into the wind if you don't make it. It's fourth down here, 4th and 4. 4 minutes in the first half. Reese Snyder, it's going to be a short slant over the middle and way too high. The pass was intended for Galling. Jared's looking for some interference. 3
white jerseys out there around him. No place to really throw it. He'd have had to lob it into a little triangle here to make it complete. And
he was looking for him all the way.
There's 3 white jerseys there. The safety just then showing up. Not a real high percentage situation there. 3-1.
So Jackson, the defense makes the stop. Their offense will take over the football.
Jackson in there, no huddles. Offense.
At the 32-yard line, and they're going to give it to Rohr. And Rohr about the 34. Night like this, you won't see probably a high-scoring game unless a lot of turnovers. We have 3:41, clock moving. Boy, that wind snapping those flags about southwest. I guess be coming into the right side of Jackson, the right shoulder
Usually,
area.
you know, in games like this, you wind up with the defense from one of the teams scoring because somebody picks up a fumble or picks off a pass or something.
Play action. Close throwing and incomplete way over the head of the receiver. Gerber came up.
A lot of pressure from Joe Shadle that time. Defensive. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Brandon Fowler.
And Chris Norris tied in, the intended receiver.
Fowler and Shadle both put pressure on the quarterback.
He never got set.
Nope, couldn't set his feet.
So we have a third down coming up. And 8 for Jackson. And close going to the shotgun. 3:17 first half. He'll throw and incomplete. Good defensive play made. The receiver was intended. That's 24. Dave Crocta. I'm not sure who broke it up now.
If it's 24 from Hoover, it's Alex Ramsey. That's Pope there.
22.
Yeah, getting a hand in and knocking it out. Yeah, good defense by Jimmy Pope. He had that ball and got that hand in there and spun it out.
So Roar to kick it away. Again, he's kicking into the wind. Got pressure, but got to kick away. Gerber's going to let it hit and then pick it up on the run about the 37 and returns to the 42. We'll be back after we take this timeout. Well, first play from scrimmage. The Vikings try a screen to Gerber.
Justin Stickley ran this down from behind. Great defensive play. He's a defensive right tackle there on your screen. They run the screen pass to Gerber. Stickley's coming out from inside, launches his body and makes the hit.
Second down.
No backs in the backfield again from Hoover. They're going for all the marbles.
Throwing it for Lukens. Tipped and cut at the 27-yard line.
Great concentration on Kurt Lukens' part. Trying to hit the fade down the sideline. Ball bounces out of his hands, keeps his concentration, leans back and pulls it in.
Tony Ray right there with him, but big pass completion. And with 2:09, the Vikings trying to find the end zone. Reese Snyder sideline. Lukens caught it and out of bounds.
Same type of combination they used before where they went to Lukens deep and then turned around the next play and hit him on an outcut. Get that secondary to come back up and cover him.
Second down coming up for North Canton. 2nd and 5. Lukens made a few catches. How many, Dave? There they are right there. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you, Lori. Having quite a night. Reese Snyder again to put it up. Looking left. Throws Galling. Diving attempt and incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 1:59 left to go. With the Polar Bears leading by 5.
See the ball in the air here, and he launches himself, and it just goes beyond him. Yeah. Wants an interference call, but that's not interference at all. Both players diving for the ball.
And the Vikings take a timeout, and we'll take a timeout and be back.
Not to, and call Liberty.
The spirit of the Browns. The spirit of the Browns. Football is back. All the plays, all the action, all the Browns touch. 80 WHBC. You expect anywhere else?
There's a pretty sight on the downtown Ford scoreboard. Jackson 7, North Canton 2. And we have McKinley Massillon. Of course, we don't know if you're watching the replay of Friday night or a Saturday morning here, but 1:45 we start our live TV coverage, and the kickoff's at 2. 1:40 we start the live radio coverage on 1480 WHBC. No Browns Sunday. They have a bye, and then they go to Chicago, who's playing very well. I think the Bears are 4-1 and will play this Sunday. What's the type of night you need? 3 pairs of socks and boots, about 6-7 layers of clothes, and a big coat. Trips.
Clustered out to the top of the screen, right together, all 3 of them. On
3rd down. Reese Snyder looking, pressure's there, rolling, looking for a block, gonna run it, and is smacked out of bounds. Not sure how close he is to that 1st down marker.
Last time they ran that, they took, they had that trips package up to the top of the screen, and they ran Gulling on a short route over the middle. Broke him out of the trips and broke him inside. He must not have been open because Reese Snyder now is looking for Lukens. Lukens has broken his pattern and trying to block, and then he gets whacked out of bounds.
Well, 4th down coming up, and about 3 for the Vikings. at the 20-yard line. They trail 7-2, 1:51 to go in the first half. 4th down and 2, we'll call it. Out of the eye. And a flag by the referee. Got some movement.
Movement on the offensive line. Jackson stemmed their defense a little bit. Looked like they were going to stunt. Moved around, and one of the offensive linemen twitched.
Let's go down to Dan Belford as they walk off the 5 yards.
Hey, thanks, guys. Defensively, Jackson in that timeout, as Hoover came back out, obviously the offense is saying watch the out patterns to the sideline, number one. From the standpoint, don't anticipate that they're going to continue to do that to get closer and then let someone get behind you like a Lukens or a Gully. Stay on them, play a tight man-to-man, and if we're going to run, make them do it in the middle of the field. Back up to you.
It's 4th down and 8 for North Canton with 1:51 in the half. Vikings trail 7-2. Reese Snyder looking left, throwing it, and it is caught for a touchdown. That is Lukens.
I thought that might be what they were going to do because they isolated Lukens at the top of the screen, put the tight end and the flanker into the boundary. He was out there all alone with the defensive back on an island, and Lukens is a big receiver, and all you got to do is get the ball up in the air. He's being pursued by Calvert, but he's such a big target that he can catch balls higher than most people because he's 6'2".
The Vikings have grabbed the lead 8-7 with 1:46 to go. Now timeout's being called by Jackson.
Hoover was going to go for 2, and I think Jackson called timeout in order to get a defense in there that is going to be able to defend the 2-point play.
I want to remind you next Wednesday night, October 31st, Stark County football coaches WHBC football awards banquet will be at the Hilton in downtown Canton. Jim Lachey, who was quite a player with the Bucks and the Redskins in the Pro Wars, he was named to the 90s team of the decade by the NFL. Now a color analyst for the Buckeyes will be the guest speaker. And introduce to you the coaches' all-county teams, although for the great kids that make it, just as many get close and don't make it. And I think the talent level is up this year in the county.
I agree. I think it's a much better federal league, for example, than previous years.
Well, the NBC Northwest has jumped
Yeah,
into Louisville,
NBC
Canton South,
yeah, it's no longer
Marlington,
the Big
yeah.
4 and Little 4 in the NBC.
And McKinley, Massillon having great years. So I think the talent level's better than it was last year. Here we go. Going for 2. Reese Snyder looks, lobs it, and it is caught for the 2 extra points by Gully. It is North Canton 10, Jackson 7, 1:46 in the half. We're back after this timeout. There on the downtown Ford scoreboard, 10 for Hoover, 7 for Jackson. And Ed pointed out that one of the better defensive players for Jackson's on the bench with a sprained ankle. Dan, you're down there, I see you.
Yeah, Eric Williams was.
Yeah, Dan, what you got down there?
Well, they're working on the knee area. I think he twisted it. What happens when Gulling came to the middle of the field and he cut it to the outside, they got tangled up, and there was a bit of pushing and shoving. He pushed off. Williams went down. Gulling, of course, went to the sideline, got the pass. 2-point conversion. They got some ice out. They got some wraps out. They're just going to see how things go and take it play-by-play to get him back in. Back up to you.
All right, thank you. We're talking about number 11, Brock Williams, fine defensive back for Jackson. The kickoff for Jackson, not a successful return. They're pinned back rather deep in their territory, about the 15-yard line or so. We have 1:41 left in this first half. And now Jackson has to go to work as they trail 10-7. Their fine quarterback, Russ Close, 6'3", and senior. And going to give to the fullback. Take Trent White, number 12, be his first carry tonight. That is Trent White, who's about 220 pounds, but never got going on that one.
Fake the pitch to Roar, and then White took the handoff, ran up the pipe with it.
2nd and 10, no gain. Clock at 1:15 as we near the half. Bands will be performing tonight. Field's holding up, okay. Handoff, Roar, spinning his way, a nice run up across the 20 to near the 25, 26. He may have the first down.
He does. They've been effective with that off-tackle play with Roar. Steps left on the outside and cuts it back. They got the inside sealed off that time. Sparhawk, the outside backer from the left side, finally makes the tackle.
Down to 46 seconds, though. They're fighting the clock and running the ball. That's Roar again for a couple of yards. Let's go back down to Dan Belfer. Daniel?
Yeah, real quick, guys, on Brock Williams. They just took him into the locker room. I was talking to one of the team doctors and noticed when he got up from the bench, he's already wearing a knee brace on the left leg. He said he's had torn ligaments before. He's played all year through it. What happened in the end zone with Gulling wasn't so much the pushing and shoving. When he went to cut to go sideline with Gulling, the knee just completely gave out and he went down. So they've got him in the locker room. They're going to work on him. We'll see what happens second half. Back to you.
Thank you.
That will hurt their secondary. I know they feel he's probably their best defensive back, and that's going to hurt them.
Got a timeout call. Stops the clock, 35 seconds. And the Polar Bears now trailed by 3, 10-7. Jackson tonight throwing you showed me first downs for timeouts. Second one by North Canton. They have one left. How many times has Russ Close put the ball up this evening? Put it up 14 times? Oh, I'm looking at the running backs. Okay, 3 passes by Close. I didn't think he'd thrown it much.
14 times. That's another.
You missed half the game, didn't you?
I must have been asleep. My age, that's what happens. You drift off and you don't know. You miss things.
So Close is just 1 of 3 throwing the ball. Everything else has been Jay Roar from the tailback. As we get back to action here. Again, Roar starts left, not much there, cuts in behind the block, and is down at the 30-yard line. And the clock is at 25 and moving. Jackson may not want to try much with that wind in their face.
The wind's in their face, and you don't want to make the big mistake here, get an underthrown ball, and get it picked and go in for a score. All of a sudden, you're almost out of the game.
I don't think they're even going out. Let's wait and see. We're down to 9, down to 8.
Doesn't mean they won't try one more bomb, maybe, just for the heck of it. But I really doubt they're going to do much here.
Yeah, there's 2, 1. That's it. They just decided to let the clock run down and run out. It is halftime here at Memorial Stadium. A heck of a crowd out tonight for this weather, enjoying this football game. Our halftime score on the downtown Ford scoreboard: North Canton 10, Jackson 7. Halftime festivities after this timeout.
In the touchdown drive, and 2 from 10 yards on Hoover.
Those zeros on turnovers surprised you for this weather?
Yes, although I think the snap over the punter's head that cost him the safety is like a turnover. I think it's almost the same thing. Hoover is going to kick off to start the second half, and they will be going into the wind, which means Jackson has to take the ball down here and score. It's a big drive.
Well, ready to get the second half underway, and we are underway. Little squib kick. Flag is down. Scramble for the football.
Well, that's going to be, if he signaled fair catch on that pop-up kick, that's going to be a penalty for interference with the fair catch. Pretty sure, yeah, that's what it is, interference with a fair catch.
Don Hertler Jr. calling the referee over.
Now, if he didn't signal for the fair catch, or somebody didn't signal, anybody on the football team can signal fair catch. And at that point, you can't hit that guy. But if nobody signaled, then there should not be a penalty.
Got 2 flags down, and they're going to walk off 15 big ones against North Canton. This is going to take the ball into Viking territory, and they're going to put it down at the North Canton 45-yard line.
Well, I don't think that kick was intentional. I think it came off of his foot sideways and popped up in the air. And this interference call with the fair catch puts Jackson in good field position. Wow, 15 carries for 96 yards in the first half.
Yeah, heck of a first half. Nice blocking up front. I actually lost that kickoff.
popped up straight up in the air. I think it was a missed kick. Foot was wet, maybe.
I watched players reacting to it. Finally found it. Underway, Jay Rohr. Got around 100 yards now for the ball game as he carries to the 41-yard line. First play of the second half. Hoover up 10-7. The winner has the Federal League Championship outright. And one of these teams could host a game next week in the playoffs.
Same off-tackle play they've been running. They've taken White on the, leading him up on the inside linebacker and letting the tailback fall. This same play to the left.
Yep, second down and 6, and Rohr to the 40. They're going to look at third down and 5, maybe 4, see where they get the spot.
I said they're leading the fullback on the inside linebacker, and they're not. They're leading on the outside linebacker, trying to seal off the inside with the lineman.
Third down and 5. Jackson at the North Canton 40-yard line. Polar Bears again with the wind at their back. And we got a flag toss for the referee. It's going to be a procedure call. Cost Jackson 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 5, Polar Bears are going to look at 3rd and 10.
Somebody moved on the offensive line for Jackson. That cost him 5. You know, once that offensive lineman gets set and he stands his hand on the ground, he can't move until the ball's snapped.
Talked about our football banquet next Wednesday night, 31st at the Hilton. If you'd like to attend, tickets are $15. You can get those at WHBC. Or call and reserve a ticket, 456-7166. 3rd down, 10, shotgun. Pretty good snap for a night like this. Close, looks, throws, sideline, got a man wide open, first down. That is 7 for Jackson. Jake Drukenbrod.
Outside linebacker, Bart Sparhawk on the coverage slipped and fell over on the far sideline. And it left Drukenbrod wide open. He's down on his belly. You see him getting up right there to the right of your screen.
So first down, Jackson, around their 32, and this is Jay Rohr. Rohr cannot get outside. That is number 88, I believe.
Yes.
Steve Spalding, 6'4", 206, a junior, got a hold of Jay Rohr and wasn't about to let go.
And he's injured. Spalding is leaving the field.
Right shoulder, it looks like he's favoring. So he was at the left end.
You bring in Malik, Scott Malik.
Second down. And 12, 13 or so. Shotgun, close to put it up all the way. Fires, and it is incomplete. Broken up on the far side by Bachman.
Sprinting to his left, and always when they do this, Jackson seems to try to throw this sideline pattern. They're trying to get the deeper guy this time instead of the short one. They kind of the outside line, short one covered.
So 3rd down and 13. Close has put it up 5 times now with 2 completions for the game. And he is back in the shotgun. Looking left, now looking right, throwing it deep, and he's got a man there. Touchdown! Can't pick up the number. That is number 80, right?
Yeah, Justin Campbell.
Yeah, Justin Campbell.
Who I think's their best receiver.
Well, that was a beautiful ball thrown by Close. Had the protection. And the Jackson fans have something to cheer about.
They had a man hooking up underneath the free safety. And they took the split end, the wide guy, and broke him deep on a post cut behind the safety.
Justin Campbell looked up
catch.
over his shoulder, and there came the football. And the Polar Bears lead it 13-10. Point after. It is down. It is no good. So we've got a timeout here. 9:47 in the 3rd. The Polar Bears have taken the lead 13-10, and we're back after this timeout. On the downtown Ford scoreboard, Jackson 13, North Canton 10. Polar Bears, regarded as a run-oriented team last couple of weeks, but that was pretty.
You noticed, we were just talking a little bit ago that neither team seems to be really running up the middle. They're running off the edges because both teams play an 8-man front that overloads the middle of the offensive line, where they have more people in the middle than they do anywhere else.
45 yards, 6th place.
Both teams are trying to run off the edges.
This is Thomas with the kick return. Pretty good one down that sideline. He's got the speed. He got up around the 50-yard line. D'Angelo Thomas, a senior, not a big back, but got some nice speed, about 5'8", 155 or so. So the Vikings going into the wind. That's something else I just thought about. Yeah, that pass to Campbell, a pretty one, and that was with the wind at their back.
No team has scored so far going into the wind, if you've noticed.
9:37 to go in the third. Again, Dave Albert, our statistician tonight.
All our scoring has taken place down to the right.
Right side where the, yep. Reese Snyder will give it off to Pope, and Pope keeps his footing. Nice run inside the 45, near the 42 of the Polar Bears.
I don't know what they caught him in that time, but usually a play like that doesn't work very well against this defense. He cut it back, went right up over the center for big yardage.
Let's go down to the man that's more man than we are tonight. He's down there in that cold and snow and damn.
Well said.
Admire him greatly.
Okay.
Tell your color guy to be quiet. Okay, real quick, guys. Brock Williams is out for the game. The knee is too tender. He's favoring it very heavily. So let's see, despite the wind factor, if Hoover doesn't pick on his replacement offensively. Back up to you.
Well, they might do that in the fourth quarter. They get that wind to their back.
I think right now you're only going to see short passes into the wind. You're not going to see anything deep because that ball is liable to go anyplace. That flag is still standing straight out from the flagpole.
It's going to be third down and 1 coming up for Hoover. 8:43 in the third. Jackson has regained the lead, 13-10. Tip of the hat to these young men, the coaches, for their effort tonight. He patrolled the sideline in some weather, cold.
Never bothered me on game night in cold weather, but practice in this weather just killed me. Game night, I didn't know it was cold.
Slot to the left. Reese Snyder keeps it after faking it to Thomas. And Brad Reese Snyder will have the first down to the 35.
Jackson plays a lot of man-to-man coverage underneath with their linebackers, and the key is always a good football play against man-to-man because there's nobody on the quarterback. Good plays are throwbacks to the quarterback, too, where they let a back take the ball and throw it back to the quarterback because nobody's covering him.
First down for the Vikings, and Reese Snyder, as he did several times in the first half, changes something. We'll give it off to Thomas, the tailback, and it's just like a rugby scrum as they got inside the 35 to maybe the 33.
He did that because Jackson takes one of their inside linebackers out frequently and put him on the outside and let him come on a blitz from the outside. And that time, the play was called to go to the left, and they had put one of the inside linebackers, I think Rohr, maybe Warren, I don't know. They put him on the line out to the left. So he checked off and ran the ball to the right.
Second down, 9. Gawley to the bottom of your screen. Reese Snyder's going to look that way and going to throw it. And out pattern incomplete down at the 20 or 15-yard line.
Trying to do with Belling the same thing they did with Lukens in the first half, get him out wide with 2/3 of the field and throw the ball up over his outside shoulder. Just can't quite get away from the defender, and it's wider than maybe what he needed to have it.
And third down and 9. This kind of weather causes problems for our people image video with their cameras. They get wet. There's Reese Snyder, what he's done tonight. Slot left, big play for the Vikings. On third down, Reese Snyder, short drop, pressure's coming, they got him, and he throws the ball as batted backwards, incomplete.
Now, they were in man-to-man, they brought the house. They only held one linebacker, they brought everybody else on blitzes, and really Riefsnyder had no chance to unload the football. Did so, I thought, a little bit unwisely there because if it popped up in the air instead of back, it could have gone for an interception in the backfield. You could see all the people coming. 6 guys, and there's just no room. Couldn't even step up, gets it blocked by Rohr.
They're going to punt it. They're at the 33-yard line, but try to pin Jackson back a little bit deeper. And it's going to be down.
1-yard line.
Yeah, excellent punt and excellent down by is that Hope. 22 got down there. Down the ball about the 1-yard line.
At this point, it's all a field position game for Hoover. They've got to try to get Jackson penned up, make a punt the ball, and play till when they get in the 4th quarter when they'll have the wind at their back. Hoover's game is throwing the football. They only threw it 3 times in the first half. They had 1 sack, so they went back to throw 4 times in the first quarter, not half. And in the second quarter, they threw it 16 times with the wind at their back.
And a good shot there of Pope downing the ball. Mike Schaffner, our camera guy on the sidelines. Again, Kevin Cooper, Neil Guerra earning double pay.
Dave Alberto, I was wrong. It was 13 times in the second quarter, not 16. I was adding.
With Neil and Kevin with the cameras up on top. They're trying to push the ball out and get some room to run the Jackson offense. Jay Rohr with another carry. That'll be his 19th carry of the night. Mike Simon, our director tonight. Laurie Carey running the Chiron when you see things up on your screen. Frank Leghart, engineer. Jim Baldus, audio. On tape, Dave Calhoun. It is 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard pickup by Rohr. That looks like the power eye to me with 2 tight ends. And again,
it's a goal line offense, I know, and that's what they're using either to come out of the end zone or to take it in, one or the other.
Rohr to about the 8-yard line. They're going to look at 3rd down and 4, 5, maybe.
2 backs leading. Nice play here by Alex Ramsey from the outside linebacker spot.
Mark it 3rd down and 5.
I'm sorry, that was Scott Malik, not Ramsey, defensive end.
Halfway through the 3rd quarter, 13-10 Jackson leads, but a big play here for both sides. Hoover wants to keep back there, and Jackson wants to get some room. They're going to give it to Rohr. And Rohr powers his way out to the 12.
I don't know if he's going to make it, though. He's going to be close.
Yeah, we called it the 1-yard line, but it was up closer to the 2. They got the 1st down. First downs for Jackson. That would be 8, 5 of them by rushing. And the Polar Bears, 1st down and 10. Leading at 13-10. Rohr, not much there. Any gain you're going to give him? 1 yard, 2nd down, 9. Play action by Close, and he's going to be sacked back around the 5-yard line.
Jordan Roth making a hit. Roth, your defensive left tackle here, put the pressure up the field. Now the first hit goes to Fortis, Pete Fortis, on the defensive right end spot.
Ball's back at the 7-yard line. 3rd down, 15 for Jackson. Out of the eye. And they give it to the fullback, White, who just slams ahead to the 10, maybe the 11-yard line. And the Polar Bears are going to have to kick the ball away.
That play was really effective against Glen Oak last week, and this week I don't think it's gained a yard. 2 yards. Oh, 2 carries, but both times the same play, right, Dave? And both times no yards.
3:46, moving clock. And Rohr to kick it away.
Good snap.
Strong pressure from his left side. Got the kick away, not a good one. And we'll go out of bounds. And we'll be back after we take this timeout. Now Hoover to the offense. First down and 10.
Tried to run Pope off tackle and met with an onslaught of Jackson Polar Bears.
So we have 3:24 to play in the third. It's 13 Jackson and 10 for North Canton.
See how the Polar Bears swarmed that one under.
It's second down 9. High formation for the Vikings with 3 minutes to go and the clock moving. Reese Snyder, pretty deep drop, thought screen for a second, but an out pattern. It is, I believe. No, it's incomplete.
Gulling did a great job there playing defense. That ball was underthrown, and he had double coverage on him with Rohr, the underneath man. It's a straight drop back action. They're trying to take advantage of Gulling having 2/3 of the field to operate in. Rohr's there underneath, picks it, and Gulling gets up and rips it out, plays defensive back on the ball.
Yeah, just with the naked eye looking across through the window here, it's I thought he had the interception. But knocked away.
Now we're going to get that cluster of trips up to the top. Tight, everybody in a little package up there at the top of your screen.
Third down and 9. Reese Snyder looking, time, runs out of time, runs with the football, and is tripped up at the 35-yard line. He is shy of the first down. The last time at the 33, they punted the ball. Now they're at the 35 with 4th down.
This may be a quarterback draw all the way. I don't know. He's looking. He doesn't like it. He runs his own draw, which he should. Goes back up where he came from. Picks up all but 4. Looks like they may be going to punt it.
Yep, sent the punting unit on, unless it's a little trick. I don't think the Baker.
Could be a place to fake it, but with the turf the way it is, probably not.
Yeah, just play for position and the win. Right now, Jackson with the wind behind him. There's the kick. Reese Snyder trying to kick it out of bounds.
Hoover's feeling as they can keep Jackson penned up for another series here. There's only 2:06 to go in the third quarter. They'll flip around. They'll have the wind at their back. Then they'll be able to throw.
They're going to spot that ball. 10, about the 13, 14-yard line. First down for the Polar Bears at their 14. Jackson with the lead, 13-10. They trailed 10-7 at halftime. They've got the only score here in the third. But as Coach pointed out, all the scoring's coming when you got the wind to your back. They give it to Rohr. Rohr back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Lukens came through on a stunt that time. Trent White, the fullback, picked him up. Nice blocking job.
So no gain. Second down 10. And 148. Again, not since 1992 has the Federal League been won outright. Always somebody sharing it, but this year it will be won outright by one of these two teams. And it appears both are going to the playoffs. Jackson might be a little bit questionable if they would lose this, but their people feel that they still would hang in there. Hoover's in regardless, win or lose. And I think they might stay in the top 4, win or lose.
Yeah, I think so.
A win definitely, but lose and host next Friday or next Saturday night.
They have an average of 29 computer points, per week, first and second level, and that's a lot of points.
Third down and 6 with 1:03 on the clock, moving here in the third. And close with the shotgun's going to roll to his right with the left hand, throws incomplete up at the 30-yard line. He tried to get it and almost did get it to David Crockton.
Rolls to his left. He's a left-handed quarterback, but he gets his shoulders around well, coming to the line of scrimmage, lobs it over the linebacker, and just a little too tall.
So Jackson's looking at 4th down and a punt.
Hoover's going to get the ball around midfield here with 52 seconds to go in the third quarter, and they're going to have field position plus the wind at their back going into the fourth quarter.
Roar's had punts of 30, 29, and 30. And it's that one with the wind. Good punt. Goes out of bounds at the 41 of North Canton. We're back after we take this timeout. On the downtown Ford scoreboard, final seconds of the third quarter. Jackson by 3. Hoover with the ball. And Reese Snyder put it up. Stunts coming. He'll throw it out right side. And incomplete down that sideline.
Gulling was excited when he came to the line of scrimmage that time because he had single coverage to the wide side of the field. They tried to run a little out and up to him. The ball is thrown. Again, the wind being a factor. If the point gets up, the ball sails, and you just don't know where it's going to go.
Both stumbling in the turf. And we have 39 seconds left in the third. Gulling again will go to the top of your screen. He's out there. As you look at Reese Snyder.
He's not alone up there this time.
And the handoff to Thomas, tripped up. Ball came loose, but did the ground cause it?
They're going to roll him down.
Down about the 43.
I think everybody knew it because nobody made any mad rush to get the football.
So the Vikings may elect to let the clock run out here. We're down to 16 seconds. They're looking at third down and 8 or so. And if they let the clock run out, we're down to 8, and they'll have the wind at their back. Down to 3, 2, 1. That's it. Third quarter of action's over. Jackson hanging on 13-10 over North Canton. We're back with period number 4 after this timeout. As we come back to the fourth quarter with the score 13-10 there on the downtown Ford scoreboard, we'll pick up the play that just happened where Reese Snyder rolled left and got sacked.
Oh, the wind at their back. Immediately they're going to throw the football, but he can't get rid of it. He's trying to get his shoulders turned. Trying to get his shoulders turned, but never does. Gets run out of bounds.
Punting situation. And that ball did not come loose. The receiver fell on it. That's what, 83. What, we got a replay of that, the play before Reese Snyder was snacked?
Yeah, here's another look at that play that the ball popped out where they rolled D'Angelo Thomas down. And definitely he was down, and then the ball came out. And I said that's why there wasn't any big scramble to go after it.
Well, Jackson now first down at 10. Early in the fourth, they lead it by 3 in the battle for the Federal League. Give is to Roar, and Roar breaks out with a strong run across the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Well, Jackson, with the wind in their face, has got to turn this game over to ball control, running the football, and their defense, which has not let them down, I don't believe, very often this year. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Roar's over 100 yards by 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Second down, 4. And Hoover's defense looks like they're looking for the run. Roar breaks through. Roar to the 40 and out of bounds. We got a flag down. No, Roar still running, cut back in inside the 20, but again a flag is down way back at the 48-yard line in Jackson territory.
I would guess a holding penalty from the location of the flag, and the flag came out early, right in the middle of the run.
You can see Jay's reaction, I think, to the flag.
It'll be from the spot of the foul. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Jackson's coaches aren't too happy with the call.
It came out early enough that it definitely wasn't anything but the right call. Right here he breaks, and now the flag pops right about now. He gets it low, block below the waist on number 5. That was the call. It was a block below the waist.
That's a heck of a run by Jay Roar. I know that, coming back or not. The ball is back at the 32-yard line of Jackson. And they are looking looking at second down and 10, back at their 32. 10:49 to play in the game. That was a big run that was called back. As Jackson's trying to control it on the ground, they give it again to Roar, and Roar is out to the 39.
He's really cranked up now from that tailback spot.
Still picturing that run he just had that was called back. That was a heck of a run.
Well, that'd be interesting to see that that illegal block again, because I think the official called clip, and at that point it wasn't a clip, it was a block below the waist.
Out of the eye, 3rd down and 3 for the Polar Bears if they want to keep the ball. And they give it to the fullback, and the Hoover defense has stopped him at the 40-yard line. They're going to look at 4th down at about 2, and Jackson's going to have to punt it into the wind, which is not right now that strong. Well, there goes the flag snapping again.
Still snapping straight out on the flagpole.
Looked for a second like they had gone a bit limp, but now no.
Score 13-10. They've got to punt it and turn it over to their defense.
Jay Roar will kick it on 4th down and 2. Low line drive kick to keep it out of that wind. Gerber's going to pick it up about the 22 and return near the 25.
Well, that's the field position that Jackson wanted, was to get him down in there inside the 30 and try to hold him in there.
So with 9:25 to go, Hoover trailing by 3 will go to the offense. 1st down and 10 at their 25-yard line. I formation.
Jackson's got to bring a blitz. They're man-to-man.
Reese Snyder backside, really hammered. Is that Stickley again? No, that's
87.
87 for
Rice.
Jackson.
Rice, the outside linebacker.
Ryan Rice, 6'3", 200 pounds, came from the backside and hammered Reese Snyder. Big loss. Let's go down to Dan Belfer. Daniel.
Okay, guys, what they're saying defensively for Jackson, obviously Hoover's going to try to put the ball up, as Coach Glass was referring, with the wind to their back. They want the pressure from the outside. They want to pinch him into the pocket. Don't give him an opportunity to run, meaning Reese Snyder. Don't give him an opportunity to plant his feet and survey the field. However, there's some advantage here to the offense. We're starting to see slipping out into the secondary, and if the receiver knows their pattern, know where they're going, you have to give the advantage to the offense, not the defense. Back to you.
All right, Bells, thank you much. And as you concluded, the back judge threw yellow, meaning too much time. Delay a game on North Canton.
Well, they spotted the ball for play quickly, and a lot of times kids don't realize when that official, that umpire, cranks that ball ready for play, they got to get to the line. High school football, you got less time than in any area of football played. They've only got 25 seconds.
They're a second 22 or so. Ball back around the 13. Reese Snyder to his left, throwing it down the middle. It is intercepted and dropped. Or
no, it's an interception, and he put a knee down.
It was picked off by Brian Rice. What a game he's having.
Yep, outside linebacker again, back in coverage. Or is that, yeah. This is that sprint out. Trying to hit the tight end, Burles.
Yeah.
And he caught it.
He was down when he caught it.
He was
That's
down
the
when
call.
he caught it, picked it up, took a couple steps, dropped the football.
Well, Jackson is at the North Canton 35-yard line. 1st down and 10. Polar Bears lead it by 3 with 8:29 to go in the ball game. And there goes Mr. Roar again. Roar's got about 10. He is a load.
Well,
he's 6'1", 210.
He's got good speed, and he is highly, highly competitive. Right now, he wants all the pressure on him.
1st down. He got the yardage for the 1st down.
Hoover has to keep them out of the end zone here with the idea that they've got to force a turnover or a fumble. You know, something has to happen here. They'll get them out on downs. They can't allow them to score.
Well, there's the numbers. Jay Roar's put up tonight. 27 carries, 136 yards. Got the 1 touchdown. Again in the eye. And again, Jay Roar. And a couple of yards around the right side. Jordan Roth, one of the Vikings, to reach out and grab a hold. Clock moving, 7:54. Couple of yards, 2nd down and 8. 13-10. Jackson scored the only touchdown here in the 2nd half. They trailed 10-7 at halftime. Again to Rohr.
Oh, he's just breaking tackles.
Yep, they're wrapping him and they can't grab him. Can't pull him down.
He gets hit in the hole here by Mike Bachman right there, and he just keeps running.
Close to a 1st down again, 3rd down and 1.
Scott Malik finally brought him down from behind. Boy, what a load.
2 tight ends.
Power eye here.
They need a yard on 3rd down. Of course, they got 2 snaps coming to keep the football. And Rohr again. Somebody submarined, and that's number 11 for Hoover. Nice job with the defense.
Somebody's
Bachman.
Underneath that pile down there, too. Submarine and took it all down.
Yeah, it was Bachman, wasn't it? Did not get the 1st down. It's 4th down and a yard. Right there's
there,
Bachman.
yeah.
11.
Went low. Tried to get him up where he should get him the last time, and he ran over him. This time he went in at his ankles and took him down.
4th down.
Man learns quickly, doesn't he?
6:26 to go in the game. Jackson 13-10 over the Vikings. Power eye set to the left side this time, and again Rohr, and Rohr with an extra effort's got the 1st down.
Hope had him in the backfield, and he took an extra lunge, and with his size and drive, lunged out of it and got the 1st down. Steps up right there, and bingo, he gets the 1st down.
Gonna put it at the 14-yard line. North Canton calls timeout. We'll be back after we take this timeout. There on the downtown Ford scoreboard, Jackson 13, North Canton 10. The Polar Bears putting together an impressive drive. They had an impressive drive in the 1st half on 7 plays, 57 yards ball control, and Rohr scored to 5. And this one, and then they had their other touchdown, 45-yard 6 plays. But this drive started at the Viking 35 after an interception. And 1, 2, 5 snaps later, their 1st down at the 14-yard line. Jay Rohr, Dave Albert has him for 30 carries now in the game.
30 carries. How many yards?
148.
Wow.
And the way this night has gone, if Jackson can take this one and stick it in,
Hoover's got to create something.
North Canton could be in a little trouble.
If they sit on their heels, he's going to wad the ball at them. Now, I will say this, if they give the ball to anybody but Rohr, this is not the time to fool them.
He's just getting warmed up. At the 14, 1st down and 10, high formation, 2 tight ends. And Rohr picks his way, 11, 10, maybe the 9. Gerber finally got a hold of him and held his legs and pulled him down. At the 10.
Good block by Trent White, although Sparhawk gets off the block and causes him to go outside, but look at him, he's still running. Gerber finally gets a hold of his ankles and pulls him down.
At the 10, 2nd down and 5, ball just a little bit inside the 10. They give it to Rohr. Rohr cuts it back and is to the 6 or so. You're right, nothing fancy. Don't think anybody out. It's Jay Rohr. Here he comes. You stop him. It's going to be.
They run that play well all night, where they take and kick, turn out with a tight end and take the fullback up on the outside linebacker, and Rohr takes it up in there and then cuts it back.
On 3rd down and 3 or so. 3rd down and 2. Ball's at the 6. They need the 4. We'll put it that way. And it's going to be a power eye. Russ close under center. And that's Rohr. powers his way near the goal line. The ball didn't come loose. He was down. Pole there blocked it for a second, but I picked up the official, and right away he was saying the ball is down.
Here's a second look at that. He comes up the middle, cuts it back again, looks for daylight. He's going to lunge right here. He's on the ground, and the ball comes out.
Well, it's inside the one. We'll call it the one. 4:44 to go.
What an effort by number 32, huh? What an effort.
And he'll credit that offensive line for giving him a little peep to get through. Power eye. No one else but Jay Rohr, and there it is. Touchdown, Jackson. That's a big one. That comes with 4:28 to go.
That pretty much ices it. 4:28 to go and 19-10. Hoover's got to score twice now.
Well, we told you Jackson very disappointed with that opening season loss 3-0 to the Vols. With Boardman, they played a great team and gave them a battle and got beat by 3 points. Since then, they have been playing very, very well when they really went to Jay Rohr.
Now, the big thing, too, is they scored here. That's the first touchdown by anybody into the wind. And they just kept it on the ground and drove it down and scored.
And the point after is good. 4:28 to go. Jackson 20, Hoover 10. Back after this timeout. Well, the downtown Ford scoreboard says it all right now. Jackson 20-10 over Hoover. That 35 yards in 9 plays.
Well,
so you can tell Jackson's eating the clock up.
Whole drive set up on a turnover, the interception. Gave Jackson the football in Hoover territory. What was that, about a 45-yard drive?
35,
like
yeah, from the 35.
35-yard drive. Difficult to stop a team, a running team as good as Jackson, in a space of 35 yards.
Dave just told me, Dave Albert, that North Canton has like 14 yards total offense in the second half. The Vikings take the squib kick, and they'll start from about their 35.
Well, I think the wind kept Hoover under wraps in the third quarter, and then the turnover put them into a situation where they haven't had the ball in the fourth quarter. They haven't been able to take advantage of the wind.
Those flags snapping right now again. Strong wind down there.
All at Hoover's back now, but the trouble is they're 10 points down.
Well, the Vikings can be explosive. We'll see what happens. They're going to do it. They got to do it in a hurry. They need 2 scores. And 4:23 left in the game. Reese Snyder, left side. It is caught.
Lukens.
That's going to be at the 43-yard line. Lukens having quite a night, especially on the offensive side. Not sure what the...
I think they're going to call in the chains to measure it. Yep,
yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
I was watching the Jackson coaches on the sideline, and they seem to be upset about something.
Well, that stops the clock and allows Hoover to get the play in. They don't have to go no huddle. You know, it gives him a chance to huddle. That ball was in bounds. The clock would have been running.
Yeah. Clock is stopped. 4:16 left to go.
Jackson fans very displeased with that measurement because it was a yard short or more, almost a yard and a half short. Felt the measurement was unnecessary. They want the clock to run. See, the sideline are all
you can see there.
cranking their arms. They want the clock to run.
Coaching staff of the Polar Bears.
Official timeout. They aren't going to crank the clock until the ball's snapped.
And if you're Jackson, you want it to run. If you're North Canton and Don Hurtler, you want to get it to stop any way you can.
Well, and that gave Hoover like an extra timeout. They've still got 2 timeouts left.
This is a give to Gerber. He's going to wants to pull up and throw, but it's a Jackson defense all over that one. Stickley is there, 99.
They ran a jet sweep earlier to set this up, and they now tried to jet sweep pass this time where Gerber was going to come out and throw the football, but he stumbles. He's almost fallen down coming out of his stance. Stickley does a great job of getting upfield with penetration and making a tackle.
Well, the Jackson defense has been playing some very, very good football. It continues tonight. Reese Snyder throwing it down the left sideline. Lukens turns and got it. The defender lost it for a second. Lukens alertly turned around. Ball was there, grabbed it, and out of bounds.
Same fate pattern he scored on the last time. Again, the ball's well thrown over the outside shoulder, which gives the receiver the advantage. He can slow down, turn around, and go out and get it.
Ball's
That's what he does.
43 of Jackson. First down 10. Hoover, 3:24 on the clock. Deep drop. Reese Snyder throws out of bounds, intended for Lukens.
Threw that one away.
That'll stop the clock with 3:18 left to go.
Hoover needs to score quickly and get the onside kick is what they needed to do.
There's what Lukens has done tonight.
Yeah, 8 catches, 122 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Not a bad evening's work.
The one where he bobbled it, tipped it up in the air, and was falling and reached back and caught it, not the TD pass. That was an outstanding catch.
Saw a shot there of the Jackson coaches on the sidelines. Reese Snyder in trouble from that defense. Nobody open deep, and they're going to sack him. That 57, I think, on that jersey, which would be Ben Warren.
Well, they were coming with some linebackers that time. They were trying to get Gulling short.
Got a timeout called by Hoover as you look at this. And they put him down back around the 49. Let's take a timeout and we'll be back.
For price, service, and selection.
For price, service, and selection.
Games or gimmicks to satisfaction.
Come on down to downtown Ford. Come on down to downtown Ford.
Come on down and find out what all of Stark County's singing about.
Come on down to downtown Ford.
On the downtown Ford scoreboard, 20-10. Jackson on top. Hoover in trouble. Third down and 17 or so. Galling in motion to the left side, top side. Reese Snyder looking that way and throwing, and it is caught. Again, the receiver picked up the ball, turned around and grabbed it. Galling caught it.
They ran Gulling in motion out of the stacked I position. He was the up back in the I formation.
Picked up most of the yardage. It's looking to be 4th and 1. 4th and 1 for Hoover.
Nobody in the backfield. They're going to throw it.
They want the clock to start. Now it does. Reese Snyder, sideline grab, first down for the Vikings. Clock at 2:54.
Stops the clock. He's out of bounds.
to 10. Vikings trying to get into the end zone, and then probably an onside kick.
Right now, though, Jackson has been playing 2 safeties back and man underneath coverage, and then once in a while they'll blitz. Now they've got a single safety and everybody else in man-to-man. That usually means they're going to bring a blitz.
Get this play out of the way and check in with Dan on the sidelines. North Canton first down and 10. They may go to the end zone on this one.
Here they come on the blitz.
They're going toward the end zone. Reese Snyder's pass incomplete. Intended for Galling down around the 10-yard line. Let's go down to Dan Belfort. Daniel.
Hey, thanks, guys. Just fun watching both sidelines with the animation by all the coaches. And basically, Phil Morrow and his troops, they want the clock to run. They felt, and they weren't real pleased with the measurement going way back to a yard and a half short. Stop the clock. They felt they wanted to keep the clock rolling, advantage defense. But, you know, it's good. It's just good combat, if you will, between the two teams and the two coaches. Hey, the emotions are running high. It's coming down to the final minutes. Let's see what happens. Back to you.
All right, thank you. 2:48 to go. Hoover second down and 10.
Hoover's in motion.
Yeah, we got flags flying, and Reese Snyder going to carry the football and be cut down about the 28-yard line. That's another flag there.
Hoover fullback Beetle jumped before the snap.
We got 2 flags down.
Oh, yeah.
One right there at the point of the tackle, where the one referee just bent over and picked it up. And you got the other one out that you can see.
Here's the false start by the fullback right there. And at that point, they've got a motion penalty. I think the other official, the wingman, the head linesman, saw the same thing. I think he threw the same flag.
Oh, excuse me. I just blew everybody out of the truck. They come on me too fast. Reese Snyder, deep for Lukens, and almost a great catch. Yeah, sorry people in the truck. I got my hand over the microphone, but it was there. I told you, good weather to catch a cold. Whew. Third down coming up for North Canton.
Here they're trying to hit Lukens down the middle. And this is the smart thing to do. Go for the end zone and hope that you get an interference call or a catch for a TD.
2:29 remaining.
The big factor is going to be whether or not they've got time to throw the ball to the end zone. They will this time because Jackson is not, well, they're bringing a blitz from the outside on the left.
And they pick it up nice. Reese Snyder again, even it for the 10-yard line, incomplete again, Galling the intended receiver. Let's go down to Dan Belford.
Hey, just real quick, guys, we alluded earlier to the footing, and Mike's going to give us a shot here. You can see the huge divot out of the grass. We're finding when the receivers are trying to plant and make any type of hard cut, their feet are going out from under them, and turf is flying. Back up to you.
We thank you. Last day, what Reese Snyder's done now. Well, Aurora's has run it for 30 plus. Reese Snyder's put the ball up, what, 27 times in this game now.
It's 4th down and 15 right now.
It's a game for the Vikings, and Reese Snyder rolling away from trouble. And will throw sideline, incomplete. Gulling the intended receiver. And the Polar Bear defense has stopped the Vikings. And the Jackson Polar Bears look like they're on their way to winning a Federal League championship.
Reese Snyder rolling out of the pocket. He sees Gulling right at the sticks. Launches the ball. Good defense right here, knocks it away.
Well, this is going to shoot Jackson up there in the computer poll. You've got Hoover's going to stay up around the top. McKinley Maslin, winner's going to stay up in there, and the other one's going to maybe be in the 8 or 7 slot. Perry thought it's going to be interesting how these match up next Saturday night.
Well, for Hoover, the most disappointing part is that they're not going to win the Federal League Championship, and they're not going to go 10-0 for the first time since 1975.
They're not going to go 10-0 since first time since 95, or you mean
75.
Yeah,
there hasn't been an undefeated team since 75.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. I never had one. We had a ton of 9-1s. Should have been 10-0 in 1984, but we had the tip pass loss to Alliance, and you know, freak things happen in 10 ball game seasons.
Now 1:43 to go. The clock moving. Jackson's got it 20 to 10. Second down 9 out of the eye. And this is Roar still pounding away. And Hoover, I think, is going to stop the clock.
Yeah, they've got 2 timeouts left. They're going to put Jackson in a situation. Now they've only got 1 left, but they're going to put him in a situation where they've got to make a first down here or punt it away.
Timeout North Camp. Third down coming up. And about 6. Have a chance to look at some of the statistics from David. Lukens has caught 8 passes. You saw that stat a minute ago for 122 yards. The touchdown for Hoover, Reese Snyder to Lukens back in the second quarter, 25-yard pass. Reese Snyder's put the ball up now 28 times and completed 13 of 28 And not much rushing to talk about for North Canton tonight. Jackson just shut that down. Now Jackson in the air, 63 yards is all on 3 out of 7. But the story offensively for Jackson is on the ground. Jay Rohr, 36 carries for 166 yards. And Rohr has scored 2 touchdowns. Russ Close threw a nice pass to Campbell for the other touchdown. That sort of catches you up with what's been going on as Jackson goes to the offense on 3rd down. Hoover sending a lot of people. They give it to Rohr, and Rohr squirts through to about the 43-yard line. He'll be a yard or 2 short of the 1st down with 4th down coming up.
They're going to have to punt it. If I'm Hoover at this point, I think I try to block the punt. They've had 1 bad snap.
Yeah, Hoover, if you joined us late, got a safety back in that 1st half. Ball was snapped over the head of the punter, Jay Rohr of Jackson. He ran back into the end zone, kicked it out of the end zone.
Well, maybe not. They're going to let this clock run down as far as they can go. It's down to 57 seconds now.
And Jackson calls the timeout. So what? Hoover's out of timeouts, right?
Yeah.
Hoover's out of timeouts?
Yeah, the scoreboard.
So they can't stop it.
Scoreboard must have been wrong because they had them with 2, and then they took 1 timeout and then flashed to 0. So evidently they only had 1 timeout left.
Day's got them for, they're all gone. So Hoover cannot stop the clock. Jackson still has 2 timeouts, but they will not want to stop the clock because they're going to punt the football away. As you look into the Jackson huddle here, Coach Phil Morrow, the headset off his left ear so he can hear from the official. So Jackson's going to finish 8-2. North Canton will finish 9-1, but Coach Glass pointed out the big thing about this game, the Federal League Championship, going to the Polar Bears. Both these teams will be in the playoffs next Saturday night somewhere. Rohr to kick, standing in his 30. They're coming. Kicks away. Kicked it away from Gerber, and it goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. So 50 seconds is what North Canton's going to have. And really improbable they can get a couple of scores in 50 seconds.
Well, I think the conditions tonight favored Jackson, although, you know, I may be termed biased.
No, not a North Canton coach for 117 years.
But unable to throw the ball effectively with the wind in their face for 2 out of the 4 quarters definitely hurt Hoover's offense. And Jackson depends on the run, so therefore it wasn't a big factor for them.
Oh, Jackson did a great job tonight. That line given to Rohr, and then Jay his holes, and then the Rohr with his excellent running. There's a pass out to Gerber.
Tried to screen it to Gerber, hope he'd break a big play, because that's their only hope right now. They can't stop the clock. They're down to 31 seconds. Trying to no-huddle it, hurry up offense.
Reese Snyder dropped the ball, picks it up. Jackson's more or less defending against the pass, not a lot of pressure.
And then it brought 3 guys.
Reese Snyder wants to get out of bounds, cannot get there.
And they do it before they get off another. Unless they can get to the line, and they aren't even going to do it. No.
Well, first down, they stopped the clock.
Right,
yeah,
they stopped the clock for first down. They really need to spike it here and regroup. They're just going to call a play.
It's at the 45-yard line. And Reese Snyder to put it up. We're down to 2 seconds. Pass goes out of bounds with 2 seconds. They'll have 1 more play.
1 more snap.
Jackson sidelines there, elated on this cold, damp, windy night. They're about ready to charge out on the field. Accept congratulations from their various teammates. You know, you talk to people about this game, depending on who you talk to, it's like 50-50 is who would win this thing.
Well, I'd only seen them once all year. I had seen them 1 time, and I was very impressed last week against Glen Oak. I said they look like a really good football team to me. Maybe the best Jackson team I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them.
Reese Snyder, last play. It is caught. And Lukens, I think, caught that one. That was Lukens, his 9th catch of the night. So Lukens catches 9, and The final is 20 for Jackson, 10 for Hoover. We'll be back after these timeouts. Polar Bears, Coach Phil Morrow addressing his team. What a game they played tonight. This Hoover team's pretty good. Jackson went out in this weather, and especially the second half, just shut them down and scored the big couple of touchdowns they needed to win it by a score of 20-10. And Dan will talk with Coach Morrow as soon as he gets a chance. Right now, we'll go into our CCI and Ameritech Centrex players of the game. The good folks at CCI will give each school a $100 donation to their athletic fund. And the kids get a plaque and a letter of recognition as the stars of communication. Recognize the stars of the game tonight. And with Jackson, you've got several. They played well, but boy, Jay Rohr stands out. Yeah. He had, he's working on final stats, so I'll bug him here. He had 37 carries for 171 yards.
That's a lot.
And there he is right there, Jay, and he'll pat his offensive line on the back and say, good job tonight, guys, to give me those yardage. Russ Close hit a big pass on that touchdown pass, but Jay Rohr will get the plaque again.
I think in his counterpart for Hoover, both Kurt Lukens and Jay Rohr are Mike linebackers defensively. Lukens plays a wide out. And Rohr's a tailback, and neither one of them very rarely come off the field.
Yeah, we're going to give the North Canton CCI Ameritrex Centrex plaque in honor tonight to Kurt Lukens, who Coach just made reference to. He had 9 catches tonight for 133 yards.
And a TD.
TD. And Rohr had scored 2 of them. So they are our winners. And we await to see if we can get Coach Morrow, as I think he's breaking the huddle right now with his victorious Jackson team. They'll be in the playoffs on Saturday night, a week from away, and Hoover will be there, and Massillon will be there. McKinley's going to be there.
Second season starts now.
The fun time.
Yeah. Now you go into the playoffs. And Hoover has to hope that they're not flat, because they suffered a key loss at the end of the year in the 10th ball game. And Jackson has to hope that they didn't put it all into one game, that they've got more games left.
Okay, Dan, you got our man yet, or is he still in the massive humanity down there? I think they're breaking now. There's the flags that we were watching all night.
That's that wind. You can see that flag blowing it.
Okay, let's go down to Dan Belford.
Well, we got one happy guy here. How's it sound? 2001 Federal League champs.
It sounds pretty good, Dan. Sounds pretty good.
Defense, we talked about this last week. They did the job again. Let's lead off with the offense tonight. The line did what you needed them to do tonight against this Hoover team.
We're so proud of them. They've really come from game 1 to game 10. They've just come, eons, light years, whatever great adjectives I can give them. I couldn't be more proud of them. They're a bunch of young men who are overachievers, and they just work hard together, and they, I just love them. They just did an awesome job.
Now, defense, you shut down the running game. You talked last week, you said we had a little concern about the man coverage. The adjustments in practice this week, you were pleased with the outcome?
Oh, yeah, we worked hard. They got one of us, but like we talked about, those are 2 great receivers. They don't have one just going. Obviously, Lukens is a great receiver, too. And obviously, our defense has done it all year long. We only give up 10 points to a great Hoover team like that. We're awfully excited about our defense.
Let's go back to the defense real quick. Second half, you hit on the long pass. Hoover comes right back out to midfield on the kickoff return. You shut them down, and it seemed like the tide started to turn a little bit right there.
Yeah, that was a big stop after the kickoff return. That was a real big stop by our defense. Can't say enough about Al Cheka, Tom Yingling, Danny Michael, Pat Johnson, Tom Gesh on our defensive staff just does an awesome job.
I like the talk you have with the kids. You said humility, be humble. We're going to move up from here.
Yeah, you always got to be thankful. We talk about having an attitude of gratitude all the time, and I'm thankful to be able to coach a great bunch of young men like that, work with great coaches, and they're a blessing.
Well, hey, you're deserving. We're so happy for you. Congratulations. Let's say it again. 2001 Federal League champ.
Oh, that sounds awful sweet.
Okay, thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Dan.
See you in the playoffs. Okay, guys, back up to you.
All right, Dan, thank you, and thanks to Coach Morrow. The final statistics are in and ready, and we'll take a look at those. Okay, try it now. Okay, I don't think your mic's working. You want me to do this? Okay, I'll do it. First downs, 12-11, Hoover by 1. They had 194 yards passing. We already touched on that, how they moved in the air, but they struggled rushing, so they get 200 total yards and 213 total yards for Jackson. That's pretty even, but Jackson did it on the ground, Hoover in the air, and coach pointing out that one big turnover, which set up a big touchdown, the interception, and Jackson went 35 yards. Only turnover of the night, but it turned out to be a big one. Each team penalized 5 times. So Jackson wins it by a score of 20-10. And we want to thank Image Video for their fine work tonight. And it was cold out there for those camera guys. We thank them. And thanks to Dan and Dave Albert and Coach Glass. Jim Johnson saying so long from North Canton.